for them. Here we head towards a Zool matchup. Gold Zool. And we're favoring the top lane right now, which is not double soakable, at least as far as our bottom lane and mid lane are. But it's Gold League. People are going to all fight around the eye, and then they'll likely all run down here anyway, leaving the top to be soloed in the first place. So you're probably in the right location for your league in the first place. All right. We got a root. We got scythes. We got bonemen. All those glorious things. Gul'dan is good for bones. Brightwing might be able to cleanse them off. Cassia will struggle in the bones as well. Actually, it's really, I mean, the whole team is pretty bone friendly. So any of your bone prisons are going to probably get some decent work done. I like the blue theme. It's a good look. Okay. We're running in. Actually, hold up. Let's think about this for a hot moment as we see a Medivh in the air. So Medivh is going to be sustained spell casting as long as he's hitting. Greymane, also a mix of burst and sustain, but we think of him as sustain. We got an ETC and a Rhaegar. So we went backlash, which is fine because very likely we're going to maybe hit 3. Let's do the same thing we did in the last game. So we got Arthas. Thrall's going to be right next to him. Gul'dan's going to be like really crushed up into that. Brightwing's going to be crushed up into that. And Cassia's going to be crushed up into that. So we basically have 2 frontliners and 3 mid laners, all which want to squeeze together. So I hope that takes you in the blue build direction because they're going to be really, really clogged on the enemy side constantly. You're going to have a slow from Rhaegar. You're going to have ETC. You might even get polymorph and stuff out of Medivh. So there's a lot of reasons why doing a blue build here would be really good. Looking at the start, Medivh is going to take... Oh, no, that's actually the ETC. ETC is going to take some damage. Greymane's getting a clearing. You're already in your lane here. Okay. Oh, good question, Jurger. I'm in gold, and I usually double soak top mid on this map because I like the vision. Is that wrong? In terms of speed, and just using our map here, we can kind of go 1 down to the middle here and 2 compared to 1 and then sort of a 1.5, right? So the 2 lanes that are closest together are the double soak lanes usually. There's nothing wrong with your strategy, though, if you push all the way to this wall and there is nothing to do. So you go grab the site and then you head down to mid. And then you push all the wall, there's nothing to do. So you head back up. And there's certainly nothing wrong with you saying, oh my goodness, they haven't soaked mid in forever. I'm going to go grab mid real quick. Okay, back to top. So as long as you're being active about it, that's fine. It's just going to take a little longer. You don't have on a pale horse like Malthael. You don't have instant mounting. So someone like Zool here is going to be slightly slower at the double soak process than a hero you might be using otherwise. So, first of all, here, you spent, and this is kind of the learning, but a great way to think about it is card games, right? Card games value. It's a turn-based game. It's really apparent as to what is equaling what. So you pay 3 mana and you get a 3/3. Sweet. On value. Awesome. You pay 3 mana and you get a 4/4. Woo! Big money value. That must be a legendary. Oh my god. And it has taunt. Woo! You know? So, we cast a Spectral Scythe that did not hit Thrall. And damages enemies. When hitting heroes, makes a Skeletal Warrior. So we did not benefit from all the text of that previous Scythe. You were hanging out back here, walked forward, put your Scythe out, and Thrall dodged. So, why don't we come up around here, wait here instead of back here? I know this is a bit more dangerous, right? You know, but you don't know where everyone is, but people want to party in the middle. You could always run away through the back again. Put a Bone Prison on Thrall. Then, with the reassurance that you are actually going to hit your Scythe, you could drag the Scythe back over him. And we start that exchange. Plus, we're going to get Skeletal Warriors. Fixate, not really a big deal here because we don't have any yet. But we could maybe going into a little Curse Strikes. Maybe he gets scared and runs away a little bit. We make some skeletons for the next go-around. let's be a little more aggressive in those decisions. And if we're going to use scythes... Yeah, and now, actually, by chance, we do not have a scythe to put on Thrall. Now, that was pretty good. I really like that decision for you to pop a nice early backlash. Because... I need to memorize your number. You're number 7. Because you're going to have it again in 30 seconds. Why not? And he was actively attacking you. Things were hitting you. So the shield got use. All the beautiful text of this happened gloriously. He's now pushed out. He's not as fast as you. Awesome. So you're going to go run mid. They're busy heading bottom. Perfect. Yeah. Did you need that scythe? How much did that scythe really speed you up? Is there a reason why you need to get back to top faster? I mean, you're going to lose a little bit of XP anyway, doing this big double soak rotation, but you're gaining more XP than the enemy side, who is not doing anything with their mid right now. And actually, what, we've got 2 globes we missed out on? It's not too bad. Oh, why'd we pull... Why'd we... We called that off. We were doing the beeline to Thrall. We could hit him with the bone prison into the... You know? Into the scythe and all that. Oh, we're breaking the lane again. So let that lane become beautiful and collapse like your side is. Let them attack other things. Because right now you're receiving attacks since you were the first thing in aggro range of these archers. Or staff minions. In this case. So let them collapse and then get weird. And now have a scythe ready. And the scythe missed. So a couple of mechanical errors. I like that, though. That's fine. Why not? Okay, Thrall's a busy man. He's now very busy with your lane because his lane clear isn't fabulous. So we run back mid. Awesome. Ah, yeah. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice. Yeah. Yeah, no need for the scythe, though. No need for the scythe.
Choose a talent.
Go blue build. Go big blue. All right, looks good. Yep, another scythe thing. We just lined those 2 up. We'll be fabulous. 3 enemies middle. You're going to be soaking at the wall, but they're very, very into bottom, so actually this rotation here is perfect. Yeah, don't need those scythes. Running out of mana a little bit. Back to top. They're just warring it out down there, aren't they? Though the enemy team has a pretty decent lead. Yep, so yeah. The bone prison first and then into the scythe. Seems like your muscle memory is just set for that. Cassia, cool, you responded to the information in the area. Oh, that's a cool tip. I like that. Avoid using Q when mage minion is alive so you can use it for cleaving on the range. I like that a lot. Because that's not only reinforcing what we're talking about, it's also giving a great reason as to why you can use your W on the middle minion. Zul isn't going to be particularly rocking at this activity. The hard and fast rule is that this guy here... Let's actually zoom in a little bit. Can we not select the monsters? Oh no, it won't let me select the monsters. Let's see if I can maybe... Come on, so let me select the monsters. Oh, it's not letting me select monsters. Okay. Well, in general, this thing does more damage and has less health than this thing. So take out these little guys on the side before you go killing the big guy. Even though he's the big guy, and it feels like the right thing to do would be to get rid of him first. You're actually taking more damage from the little guys, and you'll kill them faster. So we're a little low. There's not a lot we can do. We have a well. Okay. Actually, what are we not grabbing a well for? This is all fine. That's just Zul. Plunk.
Magic subsides. Find something else to fight over.
Oh, was it the pause? Wait, I can't. You're right, I can't select things during the pause. Okay, next temple phase, we will click on those monsters. I don't... coming up on level 10 here, I do not see a reason why you can't do Poison Nova at this league. I think that'll be actually pretty okay into things like Brightwing here, who does heal AoE, but I'm not that concerned. We got Harvest Vitality, Grim Scythe, so things are looking pretty good. To the blue build. Someone's got to clean this up. We got a Medivh sort of in range. Top's going to have a lot of power. Ooh, I'd like to see you invest up there. Yeah, as to the earlier tip that's being discussed there, basically the idea being that if you were to clear this too fast, you can't take advantage of the archer's health here. So if you clear him out, you can't now use him as a focal point for your cleaving scythes. So if there is Archer alive, don't ever cast Q because you'll ruin your cleaving business. And same goes for that Leoric and Malthael, these guys who need to cleave to do efficient lane clear. It's just that Zul's is on a button activatable. Yep. So that's fine. So here we can start thinking a little bit of like actual strategy. It's not just gameplay or, you know, micro. We can start thinking of the macro stuff. So this camp is called a Cassia and a Thrall to it. We can account for, and let's go to your view. We can account for the entire enemy team. So let's push mid and clear out this tower, which would create that, I mean, right now we're in a deficit, but would help create that advantage here that we clear now slower when we deliver skeletons and minions and all to that wall. And that's something I really want you to think about, particularly for Division B, is how you can, in the background of things, as you're clearing, create something that would be going on during an objective. Now, Zul's building damage isn't incredible. He's a lot better when there's minions nearby. We did a little wiggle there, so, you know, we're kind of getting lost a little bit. We don't know where Cassie is. We don't know where Thrall is. Our Greymane just died, so that's a huge hit to our overall throughput. So we got an objective coming up in the bottom. Let's push top. And really, versus Sundering Thrall, there's a chance we die. There's a chance we die if we push too far, but I think you res fast enough and you just put it all into top. Granted, they're just not soaking mid, so your rotation is really doing a lot for your team. Do we have a wall in top, given that ding? We do, but top's going to need clearing. There goes ETC, actually. For some reason, bottom was not invested in while they had an advantage in the 10. All right, so here's the question. Should you attend bottom fight? And the answer is yes, but only long enough to drop your ult and then leave. And that's not a perfect answer scenario. There is no perfect answer. But you were already mid. This is going to push, but you have a wall. And in order to get on a good rotation with your heroic, which is a 90-second cooldown, I want to see you show up here. Skeletal Mages, Poison Nova, whichever one you choose. Drop it. Fight for a hot moment, and then should you win or lose, head out and go clear top. There is a disastrous world where you die and top never gets cleared and they get a fort, but I think it would put you on a better heroic rotation for the rest of the match. Because right now, if we're being brutal with ourselves, every second you're not casting Poison Nova, you are now missing that much more Poison Nova-ing as the game goes on. So if you don't cast this, if we hit, what would it be? Minute, so 8 minutes, 30 seconds. So if we 8 minutes, 30 seconds, and you never cast Poison Nova, you missed out on a Poison Nova. It's a really hard choice, yes. And you're doing the one that is probably the safest and most correct. As long as you take this fort on the other side. That scythe did not matter. That was not a good scythe. But I want to see you just take this fort. They're so busy. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. You know, judging by what I just talked about, that isn't a bad Poison Nova, kind of, sort of. I mean, you would have gotten it anyway? Yeah. No, it's not good. It wasn't a good choice. But it's funny that that happened right after I talked about using it in time. Because if you don't participate in a team fight in the next 46 seconds, it was a perfectly fine Poison Nova because you wouldn't have used it otherwise. The problem being that everybody else is dying horribly in the bottom. Or so we can think. I assume these are horrible deaths. Yeah, and I don't think you are. I don't think you're going to put yourself in a situation where you're going to use Poison Nova before you have another one. But I'd much rather have that be in team fights and be a part of that team fight, and then you go off to other lands. And that really kind of works into what Curse Strikes and the blue build is about. The blue build is all about making these really short but high value engages where you're just regenning your butt off, invincible. But then once it's over, it's done. Once you know, if it comes down to a 1v1, Zul's not going to be rocking that anymore. So you basically show up, drop everything you got, do all you can in the situation that you excel in, and then leave. So now, start thinking ahead. Oh, that was good. That was really good. That was a good combo. But as I mentioned there, we're not going to be very good in these 1v1 fights with this build. Are we bossing? What's going on down here? Oh my goodness, we're bossing. Okay, get yourself in range because it's going to be a big one. Oh, nice one, Medivh. Oh my goodness, everybody's taking care of you. Everybody loves you. Wow. Nice job, Medivh. You were nervous. You were scared. That was absolutely on Medivh there. But you held off. I'm glad, because there is a world where you could have gotten really excited, cast Poison Nova, it hits nobody. So you did a good job observing the battlefield there. There's something going on over here that requires attention. Yep, cool. Looks like you're looking at it. And that actually, coincidentally, we are now on a pretty good rotation for our 90-second heroic. All right, you've got a mid pile and you've got a top pile. Looks like mid is more valuable at the moment in terms of XP orbs looking at the mini-map. But top's going to get there, certainly. So it looks like our team isn't going to address mid in time. So you're going to go grab that. So you'd go grab mid soak right now. For multiple reasons, but mostly we can say based on our previous conversation today, you would want to put yourself in range of another team fight because Poison Nova is reaching its cooldown or off cooldown again. So by putting yourself in a clear here, you are now in range to participate in this fight for an R, and then return to whatever else you want to do. Wow, Pickle Rick, okay. It's always fun to see names that date themselves to such modern moments in time. But I guess it has been at least 2 years since Pickle Rick. Maybe I'm targeting that a little wrongly. We're just not very good at 1v1s on Zul. I don't really mind the panic cast, though, because you're going to come off death and still probably be waiting a little bit, but not too long on that. Still, on paper, would have been better to die by not hitting R. So they're going to be pretty locked out. They use the portal, which I guess does give them some surprise factor. Oh, ETC. Nice job, ETC. That was a nice little coordinated moment. Oh, man. ETC's taking massive damage. Rhaegar's not really going to be able to do much against that. Medivh pops a bubble when nothing's really hitting him. So here comes the March of Arthas. Man, these are just weird, dirty fights for sure. Okay. Big investment, but doesn't matter. That's the front line gone on the enemy side. Cool. Yeah, we gotta work up our lanes again, because we're still behind. Gul'dan's heading out. Cassia shows up. Never really thought about Greymane participating from behind the wall like that, but it does work. Medivh's doing some cute stuff. It's a little Gold League-ish, but I like it. He's being attentive. They're gonna get a camp. Yeah, so you're just on double soak duty, basically. And the team is well aware of it. They know that they're 4-manning. So I think we just get on that proper rotation with the heroic and you'll be right as rain. And, you know, clean up the laning a little bit and don't spend your mana wrongfully. Our angle isn't very good here. And Curse Strikes makes your auto attacks deal damage as auto attacks, so you do not need to favor clearing the wizard in the knight's pile, whatever its official name may be, because you're not dealing any magic damage or spell damage in that case. There you go, you're going in. It's a big fear though, it's gonna cost. But it pops during the ult. That's a shame. During the Medivh ult there. We're getting marched down a little bit by Arthas, but decent turnaround here. I would love to see you stand your ground right now. This is a great collapse for you. Look at all those targets together for your blue build. And you'd be dealing, reducing your cooldown, healing yourself, 5% attack speed up to 75%. Each time it hits an enemy. Enemy heroes who are damaged, 35% less damage. There's a great opportunity to turn around and connect with people for an extended period of time there. That's not bad. I like that. That was snappy. That was a good connect on Cassia. And they're going to go get refocused on their lanes. You're going to head top. Get some orbs.
My magic flows.
Yeah, not a lot for you to do at the moment. Everything's pretty soaked, but you're still pushed out, right? But you don't have any buildings to really defend yourself with. This is the right choice right now. Communicate with your team that you're still... And I'd like to see some pings here, too. Or if you're in voice comms, you can be like, 19 seconds, 20 seconds. Poison Nova, getting ready. Because right now you could even be dancing around in middle lane a little bit. Your body language here is saying you're ready to rock, but we're not quite ready to rock. There's the time stop already out. Cool. Looks like we're walking deeper-ish. Let's turn and make a big performance. That's pretty good. Yes. Yeah, blue building. All right, blue build. Uh-oh. Blue build, blue build. Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm returning to town.
I liked what I saw, which was you wanted to blue build auto attack for as long as you could and then ride the portal out. The portal just ended early, so you're like, oh, damn. And that's when the panic set in, and we didn't know if we should be auto attacking or running. But really think about those targets grouping together that cause the auto attack to happen. I believe in that previous fight what happened was ETC landed a mosh, but the time stop was also active at the same time. So it got a little messy and weird. But that wasn't necessarily Mosley's concern because everything we were doing was very much about getting ready for the big Poison Nova. Here comes ETC. We're frontline tank right now. Until ETC arrives. 18 seconds, not a bad time in that previous couple moments to go clear mid. They're 20 too. But we're going to see if we can get a connect on Brightwing, who disengages us. The fear hits, but at the same time, Cassia throws out her lightning ball, so no harm done. Kind of take the long way around for a big surprise in the back, perhaps. Shield does activate, keeping us going, but now we're going to be running for the rest of it. Oh my goodness. Medivh saves the bacon into a mosh, which is pretty cool, while everything else is on cooldown. You're actually going for a bit. Yeah, that wasn't bad. But level 20, right? On the enemy side there. So this is more a result of everything that happened in the early game. The fact that mid and bottom was in trouble and you should have been clearing during that fight. That's all the result of everything that happened earlier in the match. So the fact that you didn't take your out here that Medivh gave you and went and cleared the lanes is not so much a big deal, because in another situation where we have all of our buildings, the right call would have been to at least fight and see what you can make happen. Here comes a boss, though, and the enemy looks pretty mad about it.
The enemy is attacking our core.
And that'll be the end. Awesome. So the really exciting thing is that you have these small micro mechanical things you can do to improve your lane clear, increase your speed and your mana efficiency, which you can do today, which is great, because they're not crazy nebulous things like deciding whether or not you should join team fights. However, should you be confused about whether or not you should team fight, always look at your heroic and see if that can give you a hint as to where you're going to be going. Otherwise, your team embraced you doing the double soak, and you absolutely beat Thrall at his game, because Thrall's not particularly good at it. His team fight, of course, later on, though, and his 1v1 potential later on, we kind of fell into. Probably as we hit things like Frostwolf's Grace, Ancestral Wrath, and all that stuff. You're really a quick team fight machine, and then run for the clear again in this build. Let's take a look at the stats, though, see if there's anything here. That damage is fine. The clear is great. Your soak is great. Self-healing isn't really that huge of a deal. And you certainly weren't helping out other people. ETC was, though, because he went prog rock.